and if you like the video, thumbs up. So today we're discussing everything about
baby-proofing your marriage.
Do kids change your marriage?
Yes.
Have they changed our marriage? They can change your marriage both positively or negatively.
Yeah.
And if it's negatively, what are you doing about it? And we're going to be discussing that in this YouTube video.
Yeah, so we're going to be sharing our experiences, but also giving advice on how we have been able to baby-proof our marriage.
Yeah.
Baby-proofing here means not letting the kids affect your marriage. So make sure you watch till the end of the video.
Yes. When we went for marriage counseling for the first time,
premarital counseling,
they told us that, you know what, kids will get into your marriage, and if you do not do a lot,
yeah,
your marriage will be ruined. You'll find that the kids will take over,
yeah,
and once they grow up, they will leave, and the two of you will remain. And we're like, okay, we didn't take it serious. We are like,
yeah.
But the reality checked in.
Yeah. So one of the things they always tell in marriage counseling is that you have to focus on yourselves. Kids eventually go. And I know some parents struggle with that, accepting that fact, the fact that they should be the most important aspect of the marriage and not the kids. Yeah. So maybe I'll ask, do you feel like a marriage changed, having the kids changed their marriage?
I think so. I think yes, they changed our marriage both positively and negatively. Now the first thing is that when Amma came, personally I felt like this is a young toddler. Our firstborn, when she came, I was like, this is a young toddler, we need to take care of her. She needs a lot of love, attention. And I did not know that, speaking for myself, I was doing that, I was caring about her, but I was doing apart from you. Whereas for you, you also did not notice, but I noticed that you are always our baby. So I noticed that yes, there was that gap that was created when she came in. On my side, it was about her being a toddler and being there for. And for you?
So for me, actually, what's very interesting is that when we talked about this subject and we're going to discuss it, one of the things that I remember was I could not. It's something I've never really sat down to think about, or at least we did think about it later, as we went. But at the time, looking back, I'm like, did it actually change us? Because I feel like we didn't have a before and an after. By the time we got married, we were expecting Amma, and we had her just within the next year or that very year when we got married. So it's like we didn't have a before. Some people, it's like they were together maybe 2 years and then later on they got married. For us, it's when we were getting married, we already had the plan of, we're going to have a child immediately after we get married. So I don't remember a before and an after. But what I remember is how the actual birth now completely changes us. So once Amari comes, everyone is focusing on her, everyone. And I remember, I think we didn't even notice that we had like drawn apart. It seemed like we had given ourselves permission to just focus on her now. Like
it was okay.
We were not even complaining about it. Yes,
we were never complaining. We were so fine.
All of us were just focused on that. Yes. And so the time for ourselves was going away, but we were not even noticing that it was going away. So that was the interesting thing about that season. Yeah. Do you feel like do you feel like you saw a different side of me after? Yeah. Maybe before talking about that, I think, what do you think is one of the reasons why maybe we didn't notice that change?
I think one is that we are all drawn into the baby. As I said, it was our first child and we were all drawn to her. We wanted to be there. Everybody it's about her. And we forgot about us. Before, yes, we were pregnant before marriage, but we used to go for dates. We used to have that quality time. It was us. Yes, but once she came in, all of us were focusing on her. Even
when we go for dates, we'd go with her.
Yes, so we were focusing on her. All of us were focused. I think that's where we did not notice that we are.
And maybe I just want to say that because this is something that usually causes a lot of tension for couples, I think the reason why it didn't, like you said rightly, it didn't cause that tension was that we were all in. We were all involved in feeding her. We were all waking up at night to change her, would like try to take turns to do so. So in as much as we were drawing apart, I don't think we fought about that. We didn't like, oh, you've stopped caring about me. And I think the reason why many people fight is because one person is so not involved in that situation, and so cannot stop to imagine, to either empathize or even know what the other person is going through. And so all you do is demand for time, but really you don't stop to realize that this human being, their life has changed because a child has come into the picture. Yeah, I
think there are times where I used to find you crying, and I was like, what? And then I could ask you, and you say, I don't know, and I'm like, okay. Wow, why would somebody be crying for something she does not know?
Yeah.
So at that point, okay, that's the point where I was like, wow, has the baby really stressed you this much? So the beauty is that I got a chance to read about how that stress goes about after you've given a birth to a baby, and I was like, okay, I need to step up and be there for you. I think that's the time I made sure that I had to offload a lot of work, because we noticed by that time we were together, work was chap. But with the coming of our baby, we had a lot of work. Like the work just tripled, not even double, tripled. It just moved from breastfeeding. You have to wash the bottles every second. You have to wash her clothes. You have to the house. What about food? Like things. As much as we had a helper, but it was also still overwhelming, because by that time we also didn't want anybody to touch our child.
We had that kajanja, but now your first time parents, you want to be the only ones carrying the baby. Are you guys going through that? Because if you are, just calm down. You're stressing yourself for no reason. I think
that really brought in that element of too much work, stress, handle this, and
So you talked about the crying. Actually, many moms will relate to it, and I think, like you said, many dads don't even realize, like, okay, you're crying, but the real reason why some women get proper postpartum depression, which is diagnosed, and others, I think I was probably like at the verge. And so you cry not because there's something hurting you, but it's overwhelming. You wake up one day, you just go to hospital, and you come back with a whole human being who your life literally depends on. And it's like, I'm supposed to breastfeed this child. I'm supposed to...
Looking back, I'm just feeling sorry. Guys, I hope all the men out there, you should find out when you find your lady crying or stressed, please.
Yeah, sometimes she might not cry actually, or you might never get the chance to see her cry, because no one goes crying in public. Most times people will go away and cry. But just know that during the birth of a child has a lot of stress that comes to the woman. So I remember I would just cry, and I didn't know why I was crying, and it's just the feelings, the emotions.
Do you know what's funny, baby? Okay, you know what's funny, guys? We have never had this conversation. That's how funny it is.
Yeah,
and I've never comprehended that. By the way, sorry.
The reason why I was crying.
But I hope.
No, but I'm glad that even when you didn't understand why I was crying, or it didn't make sense to you, you were still present and helping. Yeah. And for me, that help was all that I needed. All you need is just a support system to actually get in and help take that stress away in the best way they can.
I think for me, I didn't know that my helping was helping the situation, really. Because I actually don't call it helping. I call it... taking part of your responsibility. I mean, as Jesus said in Matthew, that man will leave his father and mother, and two will become one. So our child is our child. Yeah. Her responsibility is our responsibility. Whatever is pertaining to her, it's part of our responsibility. No, honestly, it's our child. It's not a woman's child, and I'm telling out men out there, it's not a woman's child or what. We normally want to put blame whenever something bad happens. Your son, your child. But when do you reflect and say, this is our child? I mean,
Yeah.
it's our child. Any responsibility, anything that goes wrong, it's about us. So for me, I was doing it because she is our child. And every child is our child. So it's my responsibility to be there to do part of that, because we're supposed to be a team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
not even a team, we are one.
So maybe a take-home point there, I think for the couples who are watching, is that if you don't want the marriage to drift because of kids, what the best way is to also maybe find a way of bonding in that season through the child caring itself.
Yeah.
So bond through the diaper changes, for lack of a better word. I know some men are just like, diaper changing is not my thing. Bond through, now find that, let that child be a bonding factor. It's not, it might not be the most fun way, but those memories you're creating, it's better than you guys just leaving one person to deal with it and then the other.
Yeah.
And I remember sometimes some women have said that they've resented their husbands during that season. And for me, it was like, why are you sleeping when I'm here carrying a baby? No, I'm sure wives have felt it. Like, why?
So you be shaking her sleeping and you're like,
yeah, you're like,
this guy is sleeping.
Yeah, this is supposed to be, I get to suffer all this, you get. So that resentment can actually build up, and it's real. So you're dealing with the fact that you've just pushed out a baby, which is ridiculous. Like, you mean a whole human being. You're dealing with the fact that breast milk is probably not coming. You're dealing with the fact that you have stitches all over your body and you need to heal. Then you're dealing with the fact that I have to wake up in the middle of the night, you're sleep deprived. Then there's just so much.
Then
and
the man has also decided to become a baby.
That you have a baby to take care of.
You have a baby and you have another baby in form of your husband.
Exactly. So it's like, at least don't be a baby. Take care of yourself as I take care of this child. Like,
but I think that's not it. For me, I feel like men, actual husbands, should also take part of that. Because if you do that, you notice the bond that I have with the kids. I mean, they're so much.
Very much. Sometimes
even much than you. But because I built that bond, you have to invest in the relationship. Trust me, if you do not invest in your relationship, you will find there's a gap with your children. So you have to, as a husband, invest into that relationship. It's not about just, I'm providing, about this, I have this, they have whatever they need. Invest in that relationship. The emotional connection is more important.
And I think in that season, it's the most, I think research has shown that one, when they're pregnant, when they're in the womb, and they are very early years, they feel whoever is nurturing them in that season. That's why you see sometimes nannies, kids get drawn to them because they're the ones nurturing them. So you find if a dad is not involved, then the kids don't have that emotional attachment to them as they would have for the mom. And
my takeaway, baby, from this is that I didn't know that doing my role was making you feel better.
That's really all we need.
I didn't know. Thank God for you too.
We are finding out on the set. So but that is it for ladies. So back to the topic of kids changing your marriage, and how to baby proof them. One, did you notice that maybe you saw a different part of me when when the kids came, different from the me that you married?
Yes.
Good or bad?
Yes. One is that I saw a different you in terms of the care. You cared about me, of course, but the care that you gave to the kids, wow. You'd wake up, you were there, you'd stand up, and also sometimes when I come in, but you want the baby you want to have the baby for yourself alone.
Not at night. At night I'll just be like, please take
at night sometimes I could take, but sometimes I could be sleeping and then I wake up, I find you breastfeeding and I'm like, wow, this is somebody who's also supposed to go and work.
Yeah.
But she's out there breastfeeding, and she also has sleep. No, that's something that people do not comprehend, that the person also, your partner, your spouse, is also going to work.
Yeah.
She also has sleep just like you, but she's waking up to do. So I saw that, and that was something that I liked about you.
That you recognize.
Yeah, I recognize, but and she just drew me closer to you. I was like, wow, I think
there's a nyongeza.
Yes,
what I bargained for.
I bargained for
last what I thought the package that I'd gotten.
Yeah. On the negative side is that I noticed we grew apart a bit, kind of, in our intimacy. It was more of I could come back sometimes during those 3 months when you were at home, and myself personally, I would say, how is the baby? I mean, even you who used to tell me how was your day and how is everything, it had changed. It was also baby. So and then also we stopped going out for very many outings, date nights that we used to enjoy together, trips. So that was the downside of it.
Yeah. So for me, I think just like you said, I saw a sweet side of you that I had not seen. You are very, very, very intentional about the kids. Too intentional. Like sometimes you'd have energy for them that even I don't have. Like playing with them, doing what. I saw a very compassionate man in you after we had the babies and how. And so that also has informed, that I think there's a meme or a reel that says you think you love your husband, wait until you see them as a dad. So I saw that and I was like, wow, I think I negotiated for something.
You didn't negotiate, I negotiated.
No, we both did, to be fair.
So you got a better deal.
No, we both did in our own way. You negotiated with my parents, but we had a negotiation before making the decision. So I knew that I'd made the right decision. Maybe now going into what are those things would advise couples, because I know that we are doing better right now. We are very, very, very intentional with our time. We actually we call it selfish parenting. Okay, it's not selfish parenting, but we advocate that as parents, choose yourself. Choose yourself. That doesn't mean you neglect the kids, but choose yourself. So what are one of those ways that, I mean, we've advocated, even on Instagram, we've talked about it. Leave those kids behind. Go and have a fantastic trip with your husband. Enjoy. Or with your wife. Yeah. So
one of the things we have decided is that we shall always have quality time, date nights.
Yes. Without the kids.
Without the kids. And that's it. We have made peace with it and we're like, yeah.
We're being selfish like
I will advise any couple, please create that time. Even when the kids are there, create that time, quality time for yourselves. Go for date nights, enjoy. Okay, pick a routine, whatever you people like, but date nights are good. You get to discuss about you.
And when on the date nights, make sure you don't discuss kids on the agenda. That is important to know.
That's very important, because at some point we used to go for date nights and we're like, the kids, how are they?
That part.
And we noticed it's again the kids. We have taken the kids into the date night. So we have decided to say, no, have that quality time. If it's a date night, go for it. Phones off, enjoy our time. Go for movies.
Yes.
It's something that we have decided to say, okay, we shall always go for movies. Once a nice movie comes out, let's see the cinema.
Yeah.
Watch that movie, enjoy it.
Date do like we used to do when we were dating.
Yeah, do the same things. Keep that romance burning. We have also decided to say we shall take trips.
Yes.
I mean, guys.
At least twice a year. It doesn't have to be a very expensive trip. Do something within your budget.
Yeah, let's go to a trip. Let's go somewhere.
No hotel. Kids.
No
Make
kids.
Sure you leave them in a with trusted care, and only receive phone calls that are really emergencies.
Yeah.
Avoid the temptation of calling in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. Yeah, it's going to sound like selfish parenting, but
it's important.
Those kids are going to leave you.
Yeah, but you also need that quality time. You need that quiet time. I mean, you need that time away from everyone, away from everything. And when you
come back by, the kids will realize that you are better. The kids love it when you are close.
Yeah,
they love when you are happy. They love you parent them better when you're both in sync. You're both happy. You are a united front. I think maybe you can share about Ama's.
Yeah. So as my wife has already put it, the kids enjoy it. They love it when they see you happy. I remember the time we were kissing each other.
Pecking. That's
pecking. Okay, for the record. Okay.
Kiss in front of kids, but yes.
Yes, we were pecking each other, and Amma saw us and she jumped like, yeah! And she was happy. She came running and hugged us, and It was
And
something
now they make
interesting.
it again. They always say, "Mommy, peck daddy.
Peck daddy.
Daddy, peck mommy."
Up to now, that's what she
Peck
does.
us.
Hug mommy, daddy, hug mommy,
Exactly.
hug us, and I mean they enjoy it. So
You want to raise a child in such an emotion, a loving,
a loving
vibe.
space. Yes, a loving space. So I think one thing that I take from this, and I advise most couples out there, is that once you invest in each other, the kids will notice it, and once the kids notice it, the relationship also grows stronger between the kids, the family, and yourselves. So invest in yourselves much as you also invest in the kids.
I love that.
Yeah, and the kids will pick you. I mean, tomorrow everybody wants. As we grow old, do you want your child to say, hey, when I grow up, I want to be like daddy and mommy?
Yes.
I want my relationship to be like daddy and mommy. Oh, they're looking at somebody out there who inspires them. So it's important.
So we've been very intentional about modeling that that relationship that we want our kids to look at, and that involves them knowing, daddy and mommy were very intentional about time with themselves. So maybe the other thing I would advise for the ladies, there's no gold medal for superhero. For the woman who suffered the most, that we are still waiting for that medal, but it will never come. Our grandparents never got it, our mothers never got it. We are surely not getting that medal. So suffering is not the goal. You can be married and happy and chilling. It's soft life is the goal.
Happiness.
And heaven and soft life are the goal. So don't suffer. If you need help, speak up. Your spouse is there to be a partner. Inform them, tell them, you know what, I would appreciate it if you'd support me in ABCD. If he's not able to support, which in my opinion it's very sad and unfortunate, and if there's a man watching here, please, your spouse should not have to look for a third party support when you're seated there. God created it that you are the support. But where your husband is stubborn or he has decided he won't support you, find another support system.
Not drown in work.
Don't refuse
to be stressed.
Yes,
I mean,
because your kids will pick up on that.
Yes,
your kids will realize that their mom was depressed half the time, and you know what that will cause? They will resent their dad. Or it will inform how they later
move on in
life. So refuse. That's number one. Get help. Get as much help as you can. These things of saying, baby, we don't want anyone to touch them, you're going to suffer and cry and get depressed. I remember we used to have that kajanja with Amma.
When the second born came,
please So normalize soft life. Get help. Prioritize your marriage. Stop moving everywhere with a child. It's okay, by the way, because I don't want to generalize that, because it depends on your dynamics. That might be the only time you have with your child.
With the child, yes.
So you have no choice but to move with them. But there's where you notice that
you're
dodging your spouse. In other words, you're
in
like, let's carry the baby.
Yes.
Or you ever sit together and you're not discussing a child and you realize that actually you have no jazz. That's when you know, I think you've put the child in front of you.
And also,
guys, that was it. Till next time, please do baby-proof your marriages. Put your marriage first. And guys, we have seen the results. I don't know. We had long forgotten each other, but
we're back.
And that is going to be us moving forward. Like, no losing ourselves without noticing. And we want you guys to jump onto that ship and let's do this marriage thing together. And perfectly. Till next time, guys.
See you. Bye.